Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now you can.
Now I can go?
Go for it.
Okay. So this was my first summit that I ever went to. So, which is a little bit embarrassing because I've been a coach for almost 3 years. So all these people are like, oh, I've only been a coach for 2 months and I made the commitment to come. And I was like, apparently I'm afraid of commitment or something. So anyways, it was kind of weird to be my first summit, even though I've been a coach for so long. But my big takeaway that I had, like, I mean, I had a million other ones, but my big one was that basically the CEO of our company being like, you can't expect to sell product unless you've finished a program. And I kind of was like, oh shit, like, I don't think I've ever finished a program in my life. And I hate to admit that, and as much as it like puts a dagger in my freaking chest, like, it's totally true. Like, even when I first started, I did P90X3 and I only got to day 45 and I gave up because I was bored with it. So my biggest takeaway was that I really need to be a product of the product. So I started hammer and chisel on Monday, and I'm on day 4 and I haven't had anything off of my plan, which is like, if you guys know me personally, that's a super huge deal. Like, I've just gained a ton of weight the last couple years, and like, I'll kind of halvesies do a program, but not totally. And I'll be like at my nanny job and I'll just be like, oh, I'll just have this little couple slices of cheese, even though it's not on my plan. Like, and things like that where I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And I kind of make excuses for it. So anyways, it's a super big deal that I'm on day 4 and I haven't had any cheats. I'm following the hammer and chisel meal plan, which is going really well. And then as far as other takeaways, I feel like that was my number one. But there was a bazillion other ones. So I guess I'll kind of like chime in if anybody else brings up one. But for me, that was my biggest one, to just like be a product of the product. And I can't expect, oh shit, my video. Am I still on here?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry for the language. So I basically can't expect to like sell product if I have, like, if I'm not doing it, you know? So anyways, that was my number one thing. So someone else can go now.
Thanks for sharing, Emily.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to mute her, Beth?
Sure.
And then I'll go if you want me to.
I want you to.
Hi, Tabitha.
Hi, Tabby.
Tabby's on?
Yeah.
Yay.
How do I mute everybody? Okay.
Under chat. Did you mute me also?
No. We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. There you go.
All right. So, there's no surprise that my biggest takeaways were from, the 3 men that spoke at Beachbody, which was Gary Vaynerchuk, Sean T, and Carl. Like, those were the 3 big people that I really took something away from. With Sean T, basically, he talked about how you can't, like, to get where you're going, you have to depend on yourself. You can't lean on other people or expect other people to catch you and carry you. And you have to really take a look at yourself and realize, are you representing yourself honestly and transparently? Like, don't be pretending to be someone else. I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but another one of the coaches we saw made a comment that's like, if you know a top coach's like due date or like details of the trip they're taking or this or that, you're paying far too much attention to their lives and you're living through their life and not your own. And so those kind of correlated together with me. I don't necessarily feel like I live through other people's lives, but I definitely want to represent myself the best that I can and realize that it's only me that's going to make these changes, nobody else. And then Gary Vaynerchuk kind of talked about the same things, that like just cut the bull crap and do the work hard. You can't take days off. You can't like expect people to come to you. And that's kind of been a struggle I've had since the beginning, is messaging people. I post and post and post and expect people to come ask me questions, but I'm not inviting or reaching out to people and making the initiative. And I have to realize that people are scared and fearful of making those steps in their lives. So, and then lastly with Carl, just his reminding that we are a team and lead by example and be that support, and when things go wrong, accept the blame for them and not to post blame on someone else, but take responsibility for your business, your actions, and just do what a boss needs to do and lead by example and appreciate the people on your team and show them appreciation. So those were my 3 or 5 or whatever major takeaways. So. Hit it.
Thanks, Kyle. Tabby, are you able to chime in, or you have to work? Okay, she can't chime in. Tabby, just share in the comments of this post later on, because I know you have some good takeaways too. Well, we are just like zipping through this. It's been only like 7 minutes. I know, right? Yeah, because it's like basically summing up 2 to 3 jam-packed days into 7 minutes. But I guess like I really love the points that you guys made, and mine are still kind of different because I feel like for each of us, we're at a different stage in the business, we're at a different stage in life. So everything kind of means something a little bit different for each of us. So something that really like I keep walking away and feeling like, Summit was so awesome, or I feel so good about it, is because what hit home for me is having fun again with this business. It is something that you want to work really hard and you want to treat it like a business, but who's to say like it has to be completely like hard, or, you know, I feel like some of us feel like it's a struggle because we've been working hard, and I feel like we went through a long time of working harder versus smarter, and we didn't push ourselves correctly, and so now we're kind of just, at least for me, like I feel drug thin or, you know, stretched out. So when Carl like came out with all these awesome new products, all these like free programs on Beachbody On Demand, the health bet. I'm so excited about the health bet. I'm like, dang, I'm going to get some money for doing my job. Like, you know, this is so cool. Doing the things I'm already supposed to be doing. And like, I just love the incentives, and to just remember to make this business fun again. And it's kind of funny because I felt like I was missing something, because every day for like a year, I would jump out of bed when I worked full-time from home, and I would be so excited to work on my business. I couldn't wait to work on my blog. I couldn't wait to reach out to people. I was so excited to make little posts every day, and I just had this passion, and that's why it felt like every day it wasn't a job, or I didn't have to do it. And lately, I haven't been feeling that way. And I feel like it was because I wasn't being true to what I wanted from this business, and I started putting focus in the wrong areas of it. So I'm so excited to make this business fun, to have, you know, make it lighthearted, make it fun, instead of people being like, oh, I don't want to work out hard. I don't want to work on that business. It looks like work. And if we just tweak it and change the perspective, I feel like it's going to be so much more approachable. because when my business was approachable, I had people coming to me, and it was easier to talk about instead of it being like, hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? Or, hey, when are you going to get started on your goals? It was more like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. We're going to have so much fun doing this, and I can't wait to like have some prizes and stuff, and like let's make cute little graphics. And for me, that was something, because that's fun for me. So I'm really excited to put like this personal spin on it again, instead of it being like, oh gee, like trying to hold rank, or I just wish my coaches would hit Success Club, so instead of putting the focus on that. And I'm really excited about the programs that they have coming out, and that they're going to be so accessible for people. I really want to focus more on building the relationships again. In one of the trainings, I think it was Megan Ewaldson, and she's talking about how she has these free groups, and she does them a little bit longer so that she can build the relationship in them, versus them being shorter and then the group is over and they've like lost the connection. So that really helped them transition into the next thing. So I really want to start doing more free groups again, and help people just start not feeling like they have to commit to something hard or something scary, and just be like, hey, join me on this fun adventure. Let's get healthy together. And it's just approachable. I'm really excited about that. As I'm looking over my notes, I could go over tons of things, but I see Robin just jumped on, and I know that she has some good stuff to share too. I'm really excited. I feel really good about Beachbody again, and I feel like Summit was a really good refresher to reignite our fire, our passion, our why, and I'm really glad that I got to share that with as much of my team as possible. So, Robin, are you ready to chat with us? Hold on, you're muted, Robin. Let me get you off.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get my notepad. What'd you guys already talk about?
We talked about Emily. I don't even know now. Emily talked about how her biggest takeaway was to be able to be kind of like a good coach is you need to finish a program and really just stick to it and follow it through, no cheating. So she's been doing really good with Hammer and Chisel, and she's on day 4. So seeing the reason and the big why on why you don't want to just kind of jump from program to program, and how important it is. And Kyle talked about how the men really hit home for him in the general sessions. I think Kyle, I didn't really understand Shanti's talk at all. I was like, what are you blabbering about? And I was like, okay, I know there's a deeper meaning, but I don't get it. But having you tell it from your perspective, I was like, oh, that's what he meant. So he's talking about, Shanti was saying how, you have to be there for yourself. You can't rely on anyone. You have to be there to catch yourself. It's basically all about you, and you need to be transparent in your life. And
I think he uses a lot of analogies, and I think his main directive was the one he talked about the most is looking at yourself in a glass house as only you can see yourself. So if you're looking at yourself from the outside perspective and viewing yourself, are you being totally honest with who you are and representing yourself rather than lying and pretending to be other people, or putting on this fake facade that life is so peachy and there's no struggles, or Beachbody's not a challenge for all of us. We just get up, we're peppy, do our workout, everything's good, but never addressing, hey, I'm sore, I don't want to do this, I can't be here right now, those kind of things. So I think that's mainly what he was trying to get across.
It's that whole walking backwards thing is what Beth was saying, where you have to rely on yourself and realize that when you turn around, that who else is there to catch you but yourself.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could find a good takeaway here to share. I think I shared when we had our little powwow back at the house, a little bit about looking at coach sneak peeks and the business opportunity a different way. We're having like a live call or like a 1 hour event where you just not necessarily bombard, but you just have certain pieces of information shared at certain times. I was really impressed by the gals that ran everything together, their challenge groups and their sneak peeks and stuff together. I thought that was really interesting because they, I think a lot of people think you have to do it alone, and there would be some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Competition if you did it with somebody else, but we kind of all need help in certain areas, and it's good to have different voices say the same thing. They talked a lot about also like getting started right calls and webinars and different things, and I knew that it existed, but I never put too much stock in them. But it seems like that's kind of a way to say, okay, you're in this now what? Because I think that that's a lot where I'm struggling with is even the coaches that I did have, I don't have anymore because I signed them and I didn't forget about them, but I just didn't do anything more with it. And so it's that you're not just signing coaches to sign coaches, you're signing coaches to help them build their business and to help them with their own workouts and their own lives, and you're just not doing it just to sign somebody up. And so I want to get better at sharing that that I'm with you, and I want to try to help you and be there for you to get it to get the ball rolling for yourself. Just trying to think if there was anything else. Yeah. A lot of it was a recap on your 5 things and owning your journey. I think that one of the things that they said, I think it was in a breakout session, where the words that they used was to sell your story rather than to sell the product. And so things like your transformation and showing people that there's a start and there's a finish, and we're just kind of not flailing around. We're here for a specific goal, to sell your story and to sell your results rather than try to sell the product. And I think that goes along with the whole be the product of the product, and that kind of gives it a whole new meaning.
That's to chime in on that. Like, I did that post yesterday in our Goddess team page, but like, we take sweaty selfies all the time. I mean, we do it. We're supposed to do it every day. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say after 3 years? How many days is that? Over 1,000 days, potentially. So I'm like, here I am sweating again. Here I am doing it. And it's like, nobody cares. Like, and you think about it, nobody cares. I don't care that you're sweating. That's gross. But if I talk about how, like, Katie posted about this like a couple years ago too, where it was kind of doing the subliminal messaging, but just you're sharing what your life looks like. It's not like I'm like pushing Beachbody. It's more like, here's me in my day-to-day life. I got my Shakeology because I drink it, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about how like there's cat hair everywhere because it's summer and it's so hot, and I'm just going to have an afternoon snack or something like that. You're sharing your life and your story and showing them like, hey, it's not all sweaty selfies and Shakeology posts. It's like, I'm a normal person. Here's my normal day-to-day life. So for me, that's making it a little bit more interesting to come up with things and sharing like who I am, because yes, we are Beachbody coaches, but that's not our definition. That's not who we are. We're just so much more than that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that hit home for you too.
Yeah. And I remember Katie posting that when I first started, that was one of the things where you're just
Long time
you're
ago.
wearing a shirt, or you're just have your Shakeology in the background, or whatever.
Like,
you're just
she's like drinking it, and she's like, "Do you drink with your pinky up or something like
exactly. Yeah.
that?" All right. Anybody else got anything to say? We missed you, Tasha. Next year, or no, not next year because the wedding, but
Tasha had listened to the recordings or watched some of the live feeds, so I want to know if she has any takeaways.
nice.
Awesome.
Tasha,
She's
can you
not
unmute yourself?
really listening.
You might have to unmute her.
Okay, I'll do it. Da-da-da-da. Okay, you're unmuted.
I can't talk. I'm at work.
Oh.
She doesn't want to tell you, Kyle.
All right.
Okay, well, Tasha, share like Tabby. Tabby's at work too right now. So share in the comments of our post below so we can hear if anything struck a chord with you too. I'm going to assume you're nodding your head. All right. Well, I won't keep you guys. I have to go do an hour-long workout. Not looking forward to it. So, yeah, I know. So, okay, but thank you guys so much for getting on, and I'm so happy that we got to share this, the things that hit home for us at Summit, and I'm so proud of everybody who made the effort to come, and I can't wait to share more experiences and watch our team just grow from this awesome event. So I hope you guys have a good night, and thank you for jumping on.
Yeah.
Bye.